house guests, welcome back. Come on in and have a seat. I got some cold iced tea for you. My name is Emmy, and this is House of Chatter, and we are still talking about Jenna Redfield. So, why was she not either subpoenaed that we could tell, deposed like we could tell, or declared from what we can tell? Because only her name or her TikTok videos were referenced in Wayfair's motion for summary judgment. I could not find anything as far as a declaration or deposition from her on Blake Lively's side. So, who is Jenna Redfield again? If you don't know, go ahead and check out that video. Right now, I have pulled up the judge's order on content creators concerning Wayfair. Why is this important? Because there's a little bit of juicy tidbits in here, and it goes along the lines of the rules apply to you, but not to me. And maybe every action is an admission. But this is just my theory, my hypotheses, and this is not proven in any way. But I am very curious to see why Jenna Redfield, who was named in the initial disclosures of Blake Lively as a content producer who has the same knowledge as Ryan Reynolds' niece, right, about the allegations, why was she not utilized like a Isabella Ferrer, or maybe even like a Perez Hilton or a Popcorn Planet? Because there were still declarations that she could have done to support either side. Just like Blake Lively's personal trainer, he has a declaration. He was not deposed, but he has a declaration supporting either Blake Lively or Wayfair. I personally think he supported Wayfair. But let's take a look at document 355, dated way back in June 18 of 2025. And this is Judge Lyman wrote this. It says, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds moved to compel Wayfair Studios, LLC, Justin Baldoni, Jamie Heath, Steve Sarowitz, and Ends With Us Movie, LLC, Melissa Nathan, The Agency Group, PR, LLC, and Jennifer Abel, and collectively the Wayfair parties, to respond to certain interrogatories served on March 14, 2025, docket number 295. The motion is granted in part and denied in part. Lively and Reynolds seek to compel responses to 3 interrogatories. The first interrogatory, the account interrogatory, states, identify any email account from May 1st, 2024 to date in which any third party, including but not limited to content creators or the media, had access for the purpose of communicating information of any kind, including messaging, talking points, guidelines, scripts, or other information regarding Miss Lively, Mr. Reynolds, the digital campaign, the CRD complaint, or the actions. The interrogatory was propounded by Reynolds, not Lively, to each of the Wayfair parties, except It Ends With Us and TAG. See docket number 295, Appendix A. The interrogatory was propounded by Lively to TAG. See ID. While Lively and Reynolds' motion to compel was pending, the court dismissed the Wayfair party's claim against Reynolds, granting leave to amend certain claims. Docket number 296. The Wayfair parties agreed that TAG would provide a supplemental response to the interrogatory, and TAG did so. See docket numbers 311, 345-1. None of the other Wayfair parties have responded to the interrogatory. Docket number 345, the Way parties object that access is impermissibly vague. Docket number 311 at 2. The motion to compel is denied as to the account interrogatory. The wording of the interrogatory is sufficiently specific to enable a targeted response by the Wayfair parties. However, Reynolds is not entitled to responses to this interrogatory because he is not a party. And then it cites some case law. Parties may obtain discovery regarding any non privileged matter that is relevant to any party's claim or defense and proportional to the needs of the case. And then it gives some more case law. Courts have disallowed discovery regarding moot claims and parties. As a party, Reynolds would be entitled to discovery relevant to any party's claim or defense. But there are currently no claims or defenses in the case which he was formerly a party. And therefore, nothing to which discovery would be responsive. See docket number 296. The mere possibility that an amended complaint may be filed is no basis for the court to compel discovery regarding issues that are not pending and may never be pending before it. Reynolds may renew the motion if, after the filing of an amended complaint, the requested information is relevant to a claim or defense in an action where he is a party. The second interrogatory, the reporter interrogatory, states, identify all reporters and news or media outlets of any kind with whom you have communicated in any manner concerning Miss Lively, Mr. Reynolds, the CRD complaint, the actions, or the Lively Reynolds companies. The interrogatory was propounded by Lively to all parties, docket number 295, Appendix A. All of the Wayfair parties except Nathan and Abel have responded to the interrogatory, but have limited their responses to the period between June 15, 2024 and December 21, 2024. Docket numbers 3441 through 3446. Lively seeks responses through the present for all parties. Docket number 295. The motion is granted as to the reporter interrogatory. The Wayfair parties have proven no justification for withholding the responses of Nathan and Abel regarding the period between June 15, 2024 and December 21, 2024, and in fact agreed to provide such responses. Docket number 311 at 3. Regarding the period between December 21, 2024 and the present, the Wayfair parties object that although the amended complaint alleges the smear campaign is ongoing, it does not assert any claims by Reynolds or the Lively Reynolds companies, and the pleading cites to the communications at issue. I'm going to read the footnote. Footnote 1, the motion to compel is also denied as moot as to TAG, which has responded to the interrogatory, docket 3451. Although Lively expresses dissatisfaction with the response, the court understands TAG to have construed the word access to include access through login credentials by placing information in a draft folder or other email repository and providing a third party with viewing access by screen sharing or by other means, and thus to have completely answered the question propounded. Cites case law on consideration in part 2024. I believe this is still case law. To the extent that tag has answered the interrogatory falsely or inconsistent with the understanding or other remedies may be available. And then I'll continue. These objections do not provide a basis to deny the motion. Although the amended complaint does not assert claims by Reynolds, it asserts the attempts to discredit Mr. Reynolds were part of the campaign against Lively after December 21, 2024. And although it cites certain specific statements made by defendant's lawyer, it also states that defendants themselves continued to be involved after December 21, 2024, framing the campaign as a continuation of events prior to the CRD complaint. As before, defendants have directly engaged with the media platforms. The Wayfair party's engagement with media outlets after the release of the CRD complaint is relevant to the truth or falsity of these allegations, and the Wayfair parties have not raised any other objections. The third interrogatory, the content creator interrogatory, states, identify all content creators with whom you have communicated in any manner concerning Mr. or Miss Lively, Mr. Reynolds, the CRD complaint, the actions, the Lively Reynolds companies, or the digital campaign from May 2024 to present. Docket number 295, Appendix A. This interrogatory was propounded by Lively to Tag and by Reynolds to the remaining Wayfair parties. Docket number 345 at 3. Lively and Reynolds have agreed to define the term content creators to mean any individual or entity who seeds, generates, creates, or influences social media content or provides digital or social media services directly or indirectly at the request of or on behalf of any Wayfair party or their agents or affiliates. Docket number 295. The motion is granted as the content creator interrogatory propounded by Lively to Tag. Defined as stated above, the interrogatory is not hopelessly vague or unduly burdensome. Docket number 311. It does not include any person who can generate, create, or influence online content, but only the much smaller subset of those who do so on the behalf of or at the request of a given Wayfair party. The motion is denied as to the content creator interrogatories propounded by Reynolds, which are moot for the reasons stated above. The motion to compel, docket number 295, is granted in part and denied in part. The Wayfair party shall respond by June 25, 2025 to the interrogatories for which the motion is granted. The clerk of court is respectfully directed to close docket number 295. Okay, so that is where the content creator comes into, right? By Reynolds. But it's interesting that he cites the May 2024 date that Reynolds wanted to present. Does that mean that maybe, what is it? Reynolds is mirroring his behavior and saying, hey, Wayfair, you're doing the same thing? Maybe that's what he's counting on, because maybe that's what he did. I don't know. It is a theory. It is a guess. It's not proven. But what is interesting is Jenna Redfield is not showing up as being deposed or declared. So let's take a look at that. Or even a Quash. And we see that Jenna comes up in this filing, says Jenna also knew, or I'm sorry, Jones also knew that Jones Works employees were monitoring social media actively concerning Baldoni in the film, which is a standard public relations procedure, including online comments from Jenna Redfield. For instance, and an August 8, 2024 email, a Jones Works employee redacted a true and correct copy of an email message chain dated August 24, bearing the beginning number Jones Works, and the number is attached as Exhibit 23. Jones knew that other Jones Works employees and I were handling press inquiries concerning alleged issues on the set of the film. On August 8, 2024, Jones Works Chief of Staff Gordon Duran, and then it is a redacted, a true and correct copy of an email message chain dated August 8, 2024, bearing date stamps number Jones Works is attached as Exhibit 24. So Jones Works, Jenna Redfield comes up in that filing. In this filing is, because I forgot what this filing was, a declaration of Jennifer Abel. But we don't even have a declaration from Jenna Redfield, right, to support any party's claims. We just have a reference to TikTok videos. And this is the motion of summary judgment, Wayfair parties. This is what they used in their motion. This is from Coslow. This is the bait stamps. This is August 8th. This is when they took the video. Watch my other video to see what happened on August 8th. August 8th, this is the native TikTok video by Redfield, Jenna Redfield. Okay. So, did she get deposed? Did she get a subpoena? If she got a subpoena, did she actually get a motion to quash? So, this is a search on a motion to quash. There's 191 entries in here. You can see that there's one from Mackenzie Folks. That is not Jenna Redfield. Ashley Brianna Eve. It looks like there's one from Laura Knighty. We have one from, what is this one? Motion to quash. I don't know what that one is, but we can take later. This one is Perez Hilton. This is Leanne Newton. Here's an order. Here's a Lynette. I'm going to butcher that last name. Here is again Perez Hilton. There's a letter just saying that. Sarah Nathan wanted a motion to quash. And I believe these are, this is a motion to quash and a protective order. And it looks like this is filed by a Doe 1 and a Doe 2. You want to take a look at that? But the rest, and maybe this could be Jenna Redfield. I don't know. But whatever it was, if she did motion to quash, my question is why didn't Blake Lively fight that like she's fighting Popcorn Planet and Perez Hilton? So this is a motion to quash. This is TikTok, it looks like. I'll just take a look at it in a different form. So, grant leave for motion to provide under pseudonyms. This is a TikTok for metadata for TikTok, and this is Pop Diaries. So this is not Jenna Redfield's account. That is Pop Diaries, and those are two content creators on TikTok, and they did make a video about it. Apparently, they got their thing too late. But again, I'm just going to say this: declarations are being used in the court filings, and yet we don't see a reference to a declaration from Jenna Redfield. We also didn't note a motion to quash from a Jenna Redfield, unless she is filed under a Jane Doe. There are two Jane Docket who filed motions other than, I believe, Pop Diaries. One of them was Cassidy O'Connell channel on YouTube, not TikTok. So again, there is no motion to quash, and this is a motion to seal. But could this be Jenna Redfield? No, this is actually a support for Perez Hilton. So again, no motion to quash. So my answer is, or my question is, why didn't Blake Lively want to utilize Jenna Redfield when she mentioned Jenna Redfield, not only in her complaint, but in her initial disclosures? Jenna Redfield acknowledges that she's mentioned in, I believe it's Wayfair's text messages. Am I wrong? Or she mentions that she believes that when Wayfair is talking about Jenna Redfield, she says, "That's me. I believe that they're talking about me. It's all part of a smear campaign or whatever. It's related to whatever is happening with Blake Lively." And wouldn't Jenna's claims support Blake Lively's claims? So why isn't she being utilized in that way, like Isabella Ferrer? Because we all know that Isabella Ferrer couldn't get out of that subpoena from Wayfair. So is it possible that Blake Lively didn't want an Isabella Ferrer situation? Example, she subpoenaed Isabella Ferrer. Isabella Ferrer gave her exactly what she wanted. But because Isabella the same opportunity or the same information that she gave to Wayfair, because again, the rule is if one party gets to subpoena, the other party can get subpoenaed. So if they subpoena Jenna Redfield, would that one DM shown to have come from Leslie Sloan or Ryan Reynolds or Blake Lively? Or does Wayfair already have this information? Maybe. But Blake Lively surely didn't utilize the information. She never characterized it. Maybe it's under seal, maybe it's redacted, but I am not seeing anything related to a TikTok video or a declaration or a deposition transcript or a DM or an email. We have everybody else, but we don't have a Jenna Redfield that is named in Blake Lively's disclosures. But we have everybody else. And we even have James Fatuska. We have everybody else but that. Maybe it's under Brianna Coslow, but I don't know why she wouldn't characterize that as a TikTok creator, content producer, whatever. Because I would think that her claims would be included, at least maybe with the Freud report. But I don't see anything that looks like a Jenna Redfield open, honest declaration, subpoena, email, text, but it's Blake Lively. It could be buried in one of these redacted things and we would never know. I guess we'll have to find out during the great unsealing. And I will note that Ryan Reynolds does have has text messages from that time. Could it be a text message that is alluding to that maybe he was in contact with a content producer or a TikToker? We don't know. Everything is still sealed, still redacted, and there's more evidence that we still have not seen yet. So, what do you guys think? Was it Leslie Sloan, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, or someone else? There's a realm of possibilities, but there's